Hi, welcome back to Mr. Ant's World of Prince. It has been a long time since we've done one of these videos. It's been a long time since I've done a video, actually. It's good to be back and with the Night Child.
Hello.
Hello. We are back today with another top 10, and this time we are looking at the top 10 quintessentially Prince tracks. So the tracks that just sum up Prince in a nutshell. That everything you think about Prince is this song, you know, encapsulates everything of his world, him, his persona, everything. So obviously, there's only a few songs to choose from, so it weren't difficult.
What, 6 or 7, something like
6
that?
6 or 7, yeah. We've come up with 10 at a push, you know. Maybe a couple of honourable mentions if we can remember. But yeah. So that's what we've got. This should be fun. This one, looking forward to this.
I think this is a hard question because quintessential Prince. I mean, where do you go with that? That's a really when you asked that when you posed that question, I was like, oh no, that's really hard. I mean, what sums up Prince? What sums up Prince? What song?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, exactly.
You make it hard for us.
Well, let's say who wants to go first?
I'll let you go first, as you.
I knew you were going to. Okay, I'm gonna open proceedings up with my first pick, and that is Controversy.
Controversy. Am I black or white? Am I straight?
Oh, I wanted that one.
What a track! What a track this is. I mean, so why is it quintessentially Prince? Well, he's dealing with everything, the whole dichotomy of him, you know, he's dealing with it all. His religion, his race, his sex, yeah, everything is all in this. You know, he's singing about the questions that people are asking him. You know, he's been around a few years now. Obviously, we'd had the Dirty Mind. You know, people thought he was outrageous, bikini underwear and all of that stuff. You know, am I black or white? Am I gay? People didn't know. You know, asking, is he man? Is he woman? And it's just all summed up in this. But the musicality as well is incredible. If you ever just listen to the instrumentation on Controversy, it's fantastic. And that sums up
Grease.
Oh, the guitar. It's so simplistic, but so groovy, you know, on the Mad Cat, you know, ding, 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 you know, oh God. And then that, dun, 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 you know, dun, 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 and the, you know, the synths, dun, 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 it's just amazing, you know, and Prince, Controversy. You know, when you watch the video, he's strutting around, the look is starting to form that we would come to know. The hair, you know, the coat, it's a black one, but it's got the bit on the shoulder. We're starting to go to that 1999 Purple Rain, most, you know, famous look that, you know, yeah.
And that's a great video too, isn't it? It's a great video.
Yeah,
I think that and Sexuality really just look amazing. Really great video.
Kind of church scene, you know, got the stained glass window in the background, you know, and who else can do a funky song like that and put the Lord's Prayer slap bang in the middle of it and it not be weird, and it kind of works, you know. I mean, it's just incredible. I mean, as I say, so everything about him at that time, you know, he was always an enigma. No one knew anything about, you know, he had the walls up and everything, and it's great that he's aware of the questions that people are asking about him, and he's putting it all in there, you know. Do you get high? Does your daddy cry? Stuff like that, isn't it? You know, it's fantastic. What do you got for Controversy?
It's interesting because those questions you say, am I black or white? Am I straight or gay? I saw a conversation on, I keep calling it Twitter, but you know, X today.
Yeah,
about people saying about Prince was gay and this and there were some very strange arguments about how if you didn't have children you must be gay, and even though he had children, so it's like a whole mess. But anyway, the point was people are still asking these questions today. There's still the discussion about his sexuality. There's still a discussion about race. It's strange how those things he noted back then still persist in some parts of the internet. They still persist. I mean, the amount of people I've met socially who assume Prince was gay, and I was thinking, if anything, I mean, if you said, okay, he was not a womanizer, but he was very much into women, I was like, that I can understand. You could say, oh, he just, you know, went through women like you wouldn't believe. Fair enough, but like I say, it's not. You know, I wouldn't have any problem if he was gay. It's more of a question of, it's just interesting how, you know, he was married. He wrote loads of songs about women. He just was just, if anything, had more than one woman on the go at once, and all these controversy topics. And I think what I love about controversy is it raises them, but he doesn't really. He still leaves you in that mystery, because he does that. Well, like he'll do that on that Controversy album. He'll talk about, you know, race, sex, gun control, whatever, but you're not always clear.
It doesn't answer
some songs where it stands, like say, it's like, am I black or white? It's like, well, I'm not going to answer you. Am I
exactly
gay? It's like, these are the questions I hear, but I'm not going to tell you. You know, he loves that kind of, that mystery was like whipping up that kind of controversy about him, and that's a key part, because there was that interest in him. And like I said, it's just before the kind of big mainstream 1999 explosion. So I mean, this was and the thing is, I tell you what I also love, the way he used this track later in his career, and he re-energized it. Every time you heard it, it still sounded fresh. It's still and he changed that ending bit, sort of like lift up with the kind of sort of the choir voices, like, and it just really embraced it. It always sounded fresh and funky, and I think that was I always loved it when it was live at the 21 Nights. And
I was going to say it was a highlight of the 21 Nights. It was great.
It's incredible. And you think that's a song which by that point was like, you know, the best part of what, 25 years old, something like that. I mean, you know, you sort of, you know, it's a timeless groove. It still sounds fresh, doesn't it? That album is just incredible.
It is amazing, isn't it? Yeah. So that explains in a nutshell why it's quintessentially Prince. You know, if you want a good place to start, if you want to know, you know, what is Prince,
you'll have more questions than answers at the end.
Exactly.
But...
exactly. Perfect.
That's Prince.
That's Prince. Exactly. Quintessentially Prince. Absolutely. So that's a great way to start. So, how are you going to top that one?
No pressure. I'll top it with one of the most expensive videos probably ever. Get Off.
Get off.
23 positions in a one-night stand.
I think Get Off, when that came out, and that was everywhere. And I remember my mum hearing it and saying to her sister, my auntie, have you heard what Prince is singing now? Have you heard these lyrics? Have you heard? I mean, she wasn't like, you know, she was like mock shocked, but she's like, oh, you know, have you heard the things he's saying on the radio? And it was that fact that that whole kind of Diamonds and Pearls era, the Get Off remixes, Violet, the organ grind, the whole kind of thing, and the way that video just summed up the 23 positions in a one night stand, the forthright proposition, the dancing. Prince was everywhere. He was at his most commercial in terms of he wanted to prove to Warner Brothers he's worth that 100 million, and he was going to really promote these glorious. And we got some great videos at that time. Some really expensive videos for Cream, for Diamonds and Pearls, for Get Off, Money Don't Matter Tonight, Insatiable, you name it. And Get Off to me, and the live performance was at the MTV where he just I think it's just so Prince. It's so forthright. It's so sexy, but it's also there's the humor in it, and I think Prince does sexual humor better than anybody. And there's so many, you know, Peter Paul's Almond Joy, and just like, you know, when you call you after if you say I can, and it's just there's just the bit where it's like, you know, when he sort of lifts the dress up, and it's like it's humor, but it's sexy, and it's just and for me the guitar bit. I had faulty headphones one day, and it cut out. I don't know what happened, but one side didn't work, and all I could hear in one side was the guitar. And my God, that is amazing. When you just hear the guitar in isolation, and you think that guitar solo was amazing. I love the house version of the Get Off house style, and I think only Prince could have done that. That bravado. I mean, that's without even mentioning who else would wear that outfit that he wore. You know, it was just so. I don't know, just so Prince. Like, who else could do? I don't know who else could pull that out. You've got to have a swagger to do that, and I think
absolutely,
that was incredible.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's brilliant. I think I was going to say we'll Get Off. He obviously thought a lot of it as well, because there was like 50,000 versions. You know, it was just like
I love a good maxi single. I love a good maxi single.
Damn near 2-minute version that was uncovered recently of the Diamonds and Pearls Deluxe. You say the dance version. I love that one. That was great.
You could tell also he didn't want to give it up, because even when he sort of became converted to Jehovah's Witness, he said 23 scriptures in a one night stand. Even then, he wasn't going to give up the song. He loved the song too much. You know?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, again, that's just quintessentially Prince, isn't it? Those lyrics, you know, it's just, you know, he's 23 positions in a one night stand at that time. You know, it's like, I love that I love that as well when he gets a song and he doesn't want to change, like he did sexuality and that became spirituality, or he would just like, even if he just find a way to. I'll find a way to mold it and make it fit to where I am.
Even in 21 Nights, we're like, I'll play a bit of Darling Nikki. I won't sing the words, but I'll just just a nod and a wink.
Yeah, exactly. You know. Yeah, definitely. Oh, it's such a great track, and it Get Off, as I say. And then you've got Violet the organ grinder, and all uses that beat. You know, as I say,
the drum beats.
Yeah.
God, I mean that was incredibly,
Yeah.
I mean, incredible thing, wasn't it? Just an
Yeah.
incredible
When you,
sound.
and I love that on that Glam Slam as well. The live version of it is great, isn't it?
Yeah.
So good, and they do that the house style version as well, don't they? As well,
Yes.
after, which is just fantastic.
And it's such a great jam. It's such a great kind of like, and
Yeah.
I just think, I think no one else can really pull that off. And when I think of Prince in that golden era, kind of, that thing where he was everywhere, and you get that thing where you sort of, I don't mean it in a bad way, but you sort of, when you sort of, all your friends go, oh, that's brilliant. I was like, and we're like, we know this is, those moments where Prince sort of. He's always there, but sometimes he pokes through. Like the amount of people who come up to me who are not really Prince fans go, I saw that guitar gently weeps. Oh, brilliant. I didn't know he could do that. And you're thinking, where have you been? Yes,
exactly.
This is a cheesesteak for Prince.
Yeah, exactly. I think Get Off as well is like just sums up the quintessentially Prince as a pop star as well. It
was a spectacle, wasn't it? It was like a Caligula kind of esque thing where you look at the stage performances and you see like people gyrating in the background, and I can't remember who it was. I don't know if it was Tony or somebody said that he was turning up to work and his partners were like, why are you going to work with all these half naked women and you're dancing around? Is this your work? And it was just a whole kind of scene of orgy of excess and a whole kind of, there was flames going off, there was like I say, just dancing and fun, and the interplay with Diamond and Pearl worked really well. It just he just really hit that so perfectly. Yeah,
great first choice.
I'd love to have been there, wouldn't that bit? That bit where he put the didn't he do like a vinyl and he took it to a club and they didn't know exactly what it was. And when you first hear that must be, because I used to have it as my ringtone, the opening bit and a scream, and somebody my phone went off and freaked the hell out of the person I was with. They wonder what the hell was going on. I thought someone was, I was like, this is such a great song.
Yeah, I love it. That's great. Fantastic. Good start. Well, my second choice, I'm going to keep it right bang there in that era, because my second choice is Cream.
Cream, get on top, Cream.
No, that's actually quite coincidental because we didn't compare notes, so that's actually quite.
Compare notes.
That's freaky, actually. That's I've heard some other shows do notes. I don't know.
Yeah,
Cream.
Yeah,
Ooh,
Cream.
okay.
Again, because it's just, why is it quintessentially Prince? Because it's so quirky and psychedelic, and unlike anything you'd heard, but also feels like it's always been there. If that makes sense. It's like, it's the whole sound of it. It's just something about Cream. It's almost like the 90s Raspberry Beret, almost, maybe. I don't know.
It's great,
and the guitar and just again that cheekiness. Some of the lyrics that he's putting in there. It's just Cream. I mean, come on, get on top. I mean, it's your boogie bop. I mean, love it. I mean, it's just it's just.
And again, he did a great maxi single, didn't he?
It's a great maxi single with the phone calls, everything. It's great. And the video's fantastic. Again, the production values are great. The dancing, the yellow guitar there as well, Diamond and Pearl, and it just really shows, what a great pop star he was. And it's just the sound of it, and the lyrics. It just makes me think, this is only Prince can do this.
And it's such a positive song, isn't it? It's such a kind of, I think it's such a motivational song. It's like, I know he always jokes about, you wrote it, well, not jokes because I think it's true, but like you wrote it whilst looking in the mirror. But it's a very motivational song, isn't it? It's a very kind of, it's one of those songs that you play and you think, actually, I can do this. This is my time, and I can, and it's very upbeat and positive. Yeah.
It is, isn't it? This is your time. You've got the horn, so why don't you blow it?
I think that's the thing Prince doesn't get enough credit for.
I know.
He was so positive in just what he did. He was so in all the songs. He was just positive. He loved doing what he did. And I think you're right. Cream just makes you feel great.
And just think of that. Just the music as well. It's just there's just something about it. It's so different, but so it's unique.
Even when he does it with just the acoustic guitar, where like it was at the MTV kind of bits, acoustic bits, and it just works. It does. It just. And you're right. That feels like you've heard it before. When you hear it, you think almost feels like like even when the first time I heard it, it sounded familiar, and yet it isn't. But I don't know.
It's weird, and again, but it's one that's so forgotten about. It never gets played. Never. You never hear that one on the radio hardly. Cream,
which is strange because
the big UK hit,
huge hit. Am I right in thinking? Yeah, it's was it America? It was number one, I think it was. I'm trying to think now. It was because I'm trying to think because there's very. I might be completely wrong here, so forgive me. I might be completely wrong because pretty much every Prince song, pretty much that went to number one, was associated with a movie, with like Crazy,
When
Doves Cry. Where you think of Kiss, obviously with Under the Cherry Moon, the whole Bat Dance thing. But I'm pretty sure Cream was one of the only one that sort of wasn't tied to a movie. And it's interesting as well because it's not. I don't know. I mean, that album is so you could argue. There's so many potential hits, and there was a lot of hits, and it's interesting that Cream was obviously, that really, pushed through. I think to the mainstream in the sense of he played it a lot in concerts, but then even then, some people I know were like, oh, they didn't really sort of dig that bit. But I always thought it was fun, it was upbeat, it was positive, it was
exactly. Yeah, so it's one of my favorites.
And you think like that little snaking kind of you could, I mean,
yes,
you need 3 seconds of that, and you got it.
Yeah, exactly. It's perfect. Absolutely perfect. So that's my second choice. So over to you, Mr. Mike.
Well, I'm a bit cheeky because I've basically gone for When Doves Cry.
This is what it sounds like when doves cry.
Obviously,
B-side,
was the B-side 17 Days or was that Let's Go? I think it was 17. But When Doves Cry.
As always, we've done our research.
As usual. I'm pretty sure it was. But When Doves Cry, for me, where do you begin? But I think later on in his career, Prince would say that funk is where the space is. And this I love the space. Obviously, famously took the bass out, but it's also just the whirring, the guitar at the beginning. They're kind of it's growly, it's gritty, and then there's that space between the thing. It's just light and synthy and fresh, and I think that's why it hasn't aged, because it's so stripped down minimalist funk. And it's weird because I've heard people who don't dig that. I've heard several people I've met. I once met somebody who valued a house I was living in, and they actually said they didn't like. They saw my Prince thing and they said, "Oh, I didn't like Prince. I thought he was. I thought his music was thin. It wasn't as rich and warm as other artists." And I think that's weird because some people don't like that kind of minimalist. Space. And I love it. I absolutely love it. It's clean. It's fresh. And that's why it keeps. It's so persistent. And for me, When Doves Cry, it's beautiful. It's a pop song, but it's about. I mean, Christ. You look at it. It's like. About mother and father issues, about this am I too demanding, am I too bold, where these things I get from my parents, what am I going to, this is the kind of horrendous situation of his family dynamic and all these things. These are quite heavy topics for a pop song, and Prince does that, like with Pop Life as well, where you have a kind of upbeat synthy thing and yet quite deep dark lyrics, and you've got to always play the full-length version. We all say that, but the screams are just incredible. The synths, but the video is obviously iconic, but it's just, and obviously Prince was on top of the world commercially, but just the space. I think When Doves Cry, again, so fresh, so clean, so who else would have they said you got to have some guts to basically strip back everything you don't need and say, right, this is just boom.
Exactly. We had famously no bass. Exactly. Take incredible, strip that out, and you're not sure what's going to happen, but he did it. It's incredible. And like you said, there's that the lyrics in that are something that are timeless, because there's not a person alive who doesn't get affected by family issues at some point. And when you listen to that as a teenager, you're trying to find your own identity. You're always, you're struggling with your parents. Sometimes a lot of us in the 80s grew up, with broken homes and stuff like that. People did, so you had that mother and father thing, going on. So it spoke to a lot of people on that level, definitely. And that's part of the genius of his writing as well, isn't it? That he can do that, and that's why that's definitely a quintessentially Prince track. That is, it's just,
I also love the fact that somebody basically, when he popped the bass out, I'm sure somebody said, "Oh no, you shouldn't do that," and yet he's been I think it was Chris Moon back in the early days. He said he'd be like, twisting knobs on the console, changing. Prince just be reaching over, turning them back. He just like Prince knew from the start. Like, no, I'll do what I want. I'm creating this, and if I want to pop the bass out, guess what? I'm going to pop the bass out. It's like, no one's going to tell him what to do. Nobody's going to say, oh, you can't do this, or there are certain rules you've got to adhere to, or you've got to do this. Or I'm sure Warner Brothers, when he handed them Dirty Mind, went, oh, this is brilliant. This is the demo. It's brilliant, fantastic. When's this out? And they go, no, this is the thing. And it's just, he does what he wants. That's the genius of
exactly. He had the guts to do it as well, which is great. So that is a really great choice.
And I think that's one of his. They said one of his key things in longevity, isn't it? Like how he, because if he'd just done the same thing, he wouldn't have had the longevity he did. But because he said, if I want to do a Kama Sutra opera, I will. If I want to do a rock album, I will. If I want to do Emancipation of Ballads, I will. I'll do a cover. Whatever I want to do, I'll do. And I think because he changed and did what he wanted, then people were just constantly, engaged in what he was doing next. And I think that's takes a certain confidence, because it's very easy to play the game and say, right, I'll wait. I'll do what Warner Brothers say. I'll wait every 5 years. I'll do an album. I'll make sure I make a video for every single video, every single song, and I'll promote it for 2 years, and I'll tour it till the end of time. And I think he was done with that after Purple Rain. I think he was just done with constantly doing the same set.
Absolutely, because they said they wanted the Purple Rain tour to go around the world, didn't they? And he'd had enough. Yeah. And they said, no, that's it. And they were all like, well, no, what are you doing? He said, no, that's it.
there was a quote, I don't know when they interviewed, where they said he had blood, like somebody basically they put a guitar in his head, and I don't know, they caught him or whatever, and there was some blood or something. And he just had that moment, he said, where it's just, it wasn't really artistic. And bear in mind, at this point, on the Purple Rain tour, he's on to 10 other projects.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
exactly.
It's like, it's
absolutely. Oh, great choice. Yeah, it had to be in there somewhere, didn't it? Yeah. So, well, that was your second choice, was that?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. Second choice. Okay, so my third choice is going to be If I Was Your Girlfriend.
Great choice. Yes.
I mean,
yes.
Wow.
I know we say this every single time, but who else?
Who else? And it's just that great thing, isn't it, of Prince trying to understand women. Again, this is quintessentially Prince. He adored women, and and this is him. So desperate. Obviously, he was with Susanna at the time. And he was desperate to be her friend and to be her best friend, and even in the lyrics, even if I hurt you, I'll be the one you run to. It's just crazy, and the music, the pitched up vocals, it's just, and whenever I hear it, I can't help but think of the incredible Sign of the Times concert in the fur coat. Only Prince can carry that look off and make it look cool.
Which we were lucky enough to see in full glorious IMAX.
Yes, IMAX in London, amazing, yeah, and that makes you appreciate even more. That live performance of it is absolutely bang on, and it's just one of the greatest songs ever. He's just summing it up so well when you're trying to desperately understand your woman and what trying to get them and trying to be, it's just.
It's just I know they said I think it was Susan Rogers who said that it was basically Prince saying, why can't I have that closeness with you, Susanna, like Wendy has, and that closeness of, who you talk to. And it's weird because he got a lot of criticism for releasing that as a single. And that people said, you should have released something more commercial. People won't understand. They'll think, are you the girlfriend? What we don't understand. To me, it's, like I say, it's a very straightforward song, in a genius song, but it's very, it's about, I want that closeness that you have with your girlfriends. I want you to trust me to walk around. If you want to walk around, he says, basically sort of that closeness where you can trust someone completely. You would undress in front of me, because he makes it sexual because it's Prince. And it's like, pick out your clothes. It's the whole thing. But it's also the genius of how he made it, because like I say, you've got that slightly distorted sped up vocal, which Susan Rogers was like, oh god, this hasn't come out quite right, and he loved it. It's the slowed down backing vocal, then the keyboard's played backwards. Who does that? That's insane. I don't understand who does that. Keyboards, that's insane.
Where does that, and you've got the low vocals underneath as well, on top of the distorted high pitch. It's
just incredible. And like I say, that the lyrics of just just that bit of how close can we be, but then it's like, we don't have to, sort of, make babies to make love, and we don't have to make love to have an orgasm, and it's kind of all that kind of like thing where he wants to be almost that tiny fraction line between her best friend, her best girlfriend, her best friend, and more than that. And he wants to be everything. And like you say, that bit of like, if he annoyed her, he wants her to run to him and say, what has that man done? What has he done?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
man,
it's to me, it's brilliant, because I think it's important. I think Prince was brave enough and clever enough at that point to say to do what he wanted to do, but he, instead of going commercial, it was brilliant because he did something that would actually define him. He was right, because that song carried on for decades after that. And I think that he was right to make that statement, say, no, this is a statement I want to make, and this is a quintessential Prince song. And I'm not interested in like, it's not got to be just, everything's got to be commercial. This is something that defines him as an artist. And I think he was absolutely right to stick and say, no, actually, I want that to come out. He does that with like My Name is Prince, and I want a statement to come out, and my God, If I Was Your Girlfriend is just...
It is amazing, isn't it? I just say...
Who has the confidence to do that gender? I mean, sort of, confident, because like saying, If I Was Your Girlfriend, and not be... just be stand there and say, if I want that
for you naked, I will dance a ballet, I mean...
Who has the confidence to do that?
And classic Prince, as you say, he gets a bit naughty at the end, so he can't help himself, which is...
I love when you hear that on the radio and they quickly sort of... they just sort
I'm going to fade that bit up before it gets
dim that bit so they know.
Which is great. And again, making the most of the mistakes and not worrying about it. There's a mistake. No, cool, leave it in. It's meant to be. Incredible. Other people wouldn't do that. So. And
even that weird beginning. The church music.
I know. Look at the bargains over here, people.
It's just so.
It's like nothing you've ever heard. Again, it's so unique.
When we watched that in IMAX, I still felt so fresh.
It felt like you were seeing it for the first time. It was incredible. It really, really was. Exhilarating. I'd love to see other Prince things in IMAX. I really would.
Oh, yeah.
I really, really would. That would be great if they could release some other concerts in IMAX or some of the films. Such a great experience. Be well worth it. So. Yes, If I Was Your Girlfriend, definitely quintessentially Prince. If you disagree, put it in the comments. Come on, argue with me. Go on, Jay.
Right. Slightly different era. I decided I don't know, this might be a bit weird. I don't know. I'm going to go for Days of Wild.
These are the days of wild. Put 'em up.
Wow, that is
slightly out there. I know, but I thought, first of all, I love it when Prince jams, and there are certain songs where Prince can just jam for a long time, and I love it when he jams. I really enjoy the musicianship of the jam, and I think Days of Wild had that kind of vibrancy, that kind of boom, hold on to your wit. It's just the rap works for me. It's just got a great that kind of like the background chants when you get the crowd involved. I think that really works. I love it when obviously sometimes the background chants take on a life of their own, because later in his career, like when Prince would say NPG, and he'd have to stop him from swearing and say, no, we don't swear no more.
Yeah.
You tell Days of Wild, because he carried on after he didn't swear. He still kept that song, and I think that is such a jam. It's such a classic showing of how the NPG could really just ride a groove. And there's some humor. There's some kind of upbeat, pulsy rap. I think it's just a groove, and I always get in trouble for this, because I kind of would rather have put interactive Days of Wild on Gold Experience rather than Pussy Control. Not that I dislike Pussy Control, but I think Days of Wild interactive, very strong openers, and I think Days of Wild just would be amazing. The only trouble is, I suppose, like you say, you put a 10-minute jam on there? I guess I don't know.
Yeah, you could drop out We March, and you could it's probably the weakest song on the album. You could have dropped that out and definitely had Days of Wild in there.
It's tricky. It's it's sort of also it's one of those songs that we knew about for a long time before we sort of got the official.
I just always remember
the crystal ball, and
Yeah, I just always remember that beautiful experience. It's on there, isn't it?
Yeah, just
you know,
brilliant. I mean, I just think it's fantastic. And you just the wild side, and I just think it's a great crowd participation. It's a real jam, and I just think that's a groove, and that's one of those things you put on a kind of gig at night, and it just lights the place up and really gets everybody involved. And I think it's just one of the best NPG grooves.
Yeah, definitely. I think again, it's a quintessential Prince track because it's so good live, you know, which is what he was. It's such a great live track. It really is. I mean, we got to see the MPG play it, you know, a few years ago after Prince passed. They did it, didn't they? And it was incredible, you know. And the whole room just erupts, you know. It's just incredible. And when you listen to that Crystal Ball version, you know, that bit and goes doring, in that weird noise in the background, like the bass of it. I don't know what it is. It's strange noise, but it's so funky, you know.
And I think it became like almost a bit of a theme song for the NPG group. I think in some ways in that era, and and like I say, even hearing that kind of seeing that whole beautiful experience concert, that really defined. You know, I think that was just.
And it comes from that, you know, really important phase where Prince was fighting for his freedom, fighting the record companies, and you know, fighting for artistic freedom, which is again definitely a quintessential Prince.
Ahead of his time again. I mean, the sad thing is, in a sense, he was producing some of his best music ever, and a lot of the public didn't realise because they were so confused by the artist rights thing. And now everybody's like, "Oh, Taylor Swift," or "Oh, I get it now."
Exactly.
The trouble was he kind of went first and loud, and he was like one of the biggest artists to do it. So I think it's just like he was ahead of his time, and you pay a certain price for that. But if you don't knock down the door, then other people can't come through.
Exactly, absolutely. Oh, what a great choice! I did not expect that one.
Oh, wow! Is that a wedding feast? It was a difficult.
That's on a different top 10 list. That's coming. Oh dear, absolutely. Wow. Well, on my fourth choice, I'm going to stay in the MPG era.
Okay.
And I'm going probably one of my all-time favorite Prince songs, and definitely to me quintessential Prince, because it just makes me dance, it makes me happy, it makes me smile. It's just fantastic. It is the incredible Sexy MF.
Come here, baby.
You sexy motherfucker.
I knew it. I love the bit when you tell me about when you went to the concert and you saw the T-shirt and you didn't know what it meant. It was like it was before the thing. And
like, never heard it before. Yeah,
and you were like, this can't be. What's it?
Yeah, we're going sexy, and then the penny dropped. Sexy mum, we're going, no, it can't be. Yeah, and then the video played before the concert, and it was like, it is. Yeah, it is. It's just, you know.
I still remember my mum telling me off, like, she's like, "Are you going to spend £9 on that 9 minute? Because you can buy the 9 minute VHS." And I was like, that's just great.
It's just incredible. I mean, Prince gone back to live band. You know, it's just jazz, funk, fusion. It's just incredible, and it's just such a quintessential Prince track. It's just him again. You know, some of the lyrics. It's a kind of half rap, half sung kind of thing, and it's so cool. Again, he's talking about being again that closeness, but he doesn't want to, you know. So what was it about avoiding fights or something, isn't it? He says about and you know, you think, it's just a bit naughty, sexy MF, but there's more to it than that. You know, there's always something more, you know, a bit deeper to it. You know, even in a fun, funky song like that, the video's iconic. It was a huge hit. You know.
I love that bit when it drops down. I think I love it when live, when Prince would do like On the One, and this is very much one of those songs, because it's like it's that do that pause, sexy, and that's
and they get the crowd involved. Yeah,
everything stops, isn't it? It's like that moment. And they said, I remember the concert they would like they said the bodyguards. Not the bodyguards, the sort of security men in the concert arena would all be shouting, "You sexy mother!" They would all be shouting it too, and you know, and even the humour there is like, you know, that's France on the south side, in case you care. It's
exactly.
Like,
I love it.
It's so
brilliant. And again, you know, he's doing a root, what could be considered a root song, but he's not. You know, he says, in a word or two, it's you'll want to do. No, not your body and mind, you fool. You know, he's interested in more. You know, that's what, you know. I want you intellectually, your brain, your mind as well, not just it's got to be the whole thing. You know, there's
something about that song that he can just he can make things which don't sound sound amazing. Even the bit in the video is like, scrub the dishes, and it just sounds so cool, and I don't know why. I know. Musically, I think the horns, like I say, the horns in that era were just sublime, weren't they? And this is all wasn't this all based on was it Levi singing down the was it walking down the hallway or something, singing "You Sexy MF," and like, you know, Prince was like, right, we're gonna like,
here we go.
The video is just obviously brilliant, and I think and humor, but I think it's classic Prince, isn't it? It's a Chiquita Yellow BMW. It's Troy Bayer.
Guitar, the gun microphone.
It's so Prince. Even the bit when he goes up to the hotel and she goes with him, and then he sort of closes the door so he can get ready. It's like the gender roles are swapped. It's like, no, I've got to get ready. I know.
That is classic Prince. Exactly.
You wait outside, and
you wait outside. I'm getting ready. Yeah, it's brilliant.
It's like
brilliant. It's an all-time favourite. It's a brilliant track. I think it got to number 2 in the UK. Again, you don't hear it on the radio, obviously, because they had to edit it all the time. You had that
I told you that one where, on our radio, they just talked over the last bit. So they go, "You sexy mother," and they'd say "care," or they'd say, "You sexy mother." They just make up a word each time, or they do that other edit. You know, when it went down, "You sexy mother."
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, yeah. It's
such
I love it.
Great thing.
It's such a great groove, isn't it? As I say, and listen to the lyrics. I mean, because it's quick a lot. You go, what did he say? What did he say? But there's more to it than just
I think it's interesting when he goes more sexual. He kind of also he actually goes the other way a lot of the time. It's like he's sort of that constant tension and battle, and it's fun. That bit at the end, when it goes mad, the whole horns go off, everything's go off. And
I know. And I think you've got to be well educated on the subject of fights. Is that what it is? I mean,
the prevention of. It's like, I just. I mean, the bit at the end, once you have Tony M's rap, and then that just goes into this chaos of horns and just. Yes. It's just funky as anything.
Yeah, it's brilliant, isn't it? Yeah, fantastic.
It's just the total horns are just like.
The MPG horns are amazing. Yeah.
And the way he breaks it down, and then you got the video, like you say, Damon, I think you better make that call, and then the police come in.
I know, it's great, isn't it? It's so great. I love it.
And you got Michael B going, I don't think so.
You get in the car.
Get in the car.
That's just it. You get in the car.
Oh, it's just,
Prince. That is Prince.
It is classic.
Okay, that's my full choice. So your full.
Okay.
What you got for me?
Slightly different era, somewhat. I'm going to go way back. Okay.
Way back.
Soft and Wet.
Wow.
I just think, for me, it's hard to say where, obviously, the Minneapolis sound was a long time cooking and it was coming up. But for me, Soft and Wet is one of those kind of early songs where like Sexy Dancer and other songs where Soft and Wet just was this launching into the world of Prince, and people from the beginning was like, what's Soft and Wet? What does it mean? What's he talking about? And there's also these forgive the pun, but kind of these squelchy synths, this stop start staccato kind of rhythm, and it's just like I got a sugar cane that I want to lose in you. Can you stand the pain? That kind of whole kind of explicit, and it's just how he could get away with that. How he could phrase these certain things. I mean, he could get away with it in songs which you wouldn't think of, even like "When True in Love," like the V of Her Love. And you think, how do you get away with the V of Her Love? But because it's just he was brilliant at that. And I think Soft and Wet stood up, the test of time. It was one of those things where I think it proved he could write a hit as well. It proved he could. This kind of, he had this mastery of his own sound and what it was going to be like, and it was going to be this funk Minneapolis stripped down, heavy, infectious.
Yeah, you got those.
You can sing along to, and I just think that's just And again, Soft and Wet is also one of those songs where you can really you can just, it's pop perfection, absolute pop perfection.
Yeah, you can see where it's all going to go from that one, can't you? I mean, it's all there. They say, I think it's the Moog synthesizer on that. It's just their distinctive synthesizer have a great sound. It
still sounds so good. I don't understand when you listen to it now. Yeah, how does it sound that good now? It does.
I know, it's amazing. I don't
understand. I mean, headphone listen, obviously, but just
of course, that's a great choice. I mean,
it's just
I mean,
and I think it also just.
No, it's only does great little synth solos in there as well, doesn't he? As well, which is really great. Again, was it? I don't think it was ever. Was it released as a single?
I think it was, but I'll have to check our favourite. But I'm pretty sure it was. But
it wouldn't have been a hit back then because it was this is his his first album, isn't it? His debut album.
I think the thing is, it just launched that idea of that. What's the word? That mystery of Prince. In a way that just he just. I just think that. very few artists could have done that early on.
Yeah.
And, it's the first single, Prince's first single. Yeah, indeed. I mean, like I say, it's early on, and they're kind of, it's obviously not necessarily going to be. Well, I know it was one of those songs where he'd had it for like, he was working on it a bit, a few years before he actually, did it. But I think, I just think it's just absolutely. It's also one of those things where I don't know. He's trying to identify which, because it was still in flux. It wasn't set. If you looked at the first album, you couldn't tell how Prince was going to end up. There were some clues or some hints, but it was very difficult to tell where he was going to go next. And certainly after the second album, you wouldn't have thought, oh, he'll definitely go into Dirty Mind. That's definitely what will happen. There's no way you could have known that. And for me, the kind of template more to where he's going, perhaps in terms of his career, was more controversy in the sense of some of those songs like Let's Work. But I think Soft and Wet is a real hint that he can write. And I think Soft and Wet actually has, this sounds stupid, but it has a little bit, for me, in a sense, that same vibe as like Cream and various other things, where it's just simple pop, infectious loop, and it just stays in your ear. And I think Soft and Wet is like one of those songs you just sort of go in the house going, soft. It's just,
absolutely, ding, ding, ding. Yeah, definitely.
It's
he was great at hooks, synth hooks, and just like unbelievable. It's so catchy, melody, and wow.
And I think, like I say, he came up with that. I think it was 2 or 3 years before he released it. So it's like he could do that, and he could sit on these songs and like he did with I Could Never Take the Place of Your Man, or countless other songs. I mean, most of Graffiti Bridge is just like I think it's amazing. Like he would tick tick bang, and he could sit on songs, and he released it years later, and they still sound fresh.
I know, incredible, isn't it?
But then he could do the opposite. Sometimes he could record a song, and next day he's stuck it on the internet. So who knows? It's just like
you just never knew what to expect.
You never knew.
Never knew. Amazing. Great choice. God, I can't believe I'm on my last one already. Wow, we're flying through this. Yeah, my final choice, and this is definitely quintessentially Prince. When I think of Prince, this song for me.
You wrapped this one like this one's already been hyped up already. I can tell.
This is just Prince. This is Prince. This is his personality. This is him. It's I Wish You Heaven.
I wish you love, I wish you heaven, I wish you.
Oh, yes.
If ever there was a video that smells good, you look at that video and you know it must smell heavenly.
That is such a good. I've never heard. I know what you mean, and yet I've never heard that.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yes,
it's everything about it.
It's like a boots counter for those in the UK. It's like you walk past the perfume bit, and it's just like that.
I can imagine Paisley Park. You look at Prince in that video; he's angelic. He's
like Mozart, isn't he? He looks like kind of
just so happy, so relaxed. It's spiritual, it's sexual.
It's light, isn't it? It's the whole palette, the pastels, everything's light, and
it's just so uplifting. It's so good. His look, the sound, the music, the voice,
the words,
the words floating around. Everything about it is just, to me. If you want, this is Prince. If I want something, this is Prince. Listen to
the guitar, just slowly
the cloud. I mean, I know it's very old effects now, whatever, but it's still a great watch. And I was watching it earlier, and it was sad things. I was watching this thinking, there's 4 people in this video, 3 of them have passed.
Oh God, I suppose you're right. So only Sheila E.
Yeah, only Sheila E is still alive. Yeah, Prince, Jesus. Bonnie Boyer, and Cat, all gone. It's quite sad. Yeah. But it is quintessentially Prince. When I think of Prince, I think of that song. I think that is him. I just smelling heavenly, just otherworldly, angelic, just I don't know. It's just Prince.
And his falsetto there. It's delicate as a feather, isn't it? It's just absolutely
exactly. That's what I mean.
What do you think about the parts? 2 and 3 and all that.
Oh, I love all that.
I love that. It's just like take this beat. I mean, only Prince could take because it's quite a short song. Just that a short song like that, extend it.
3 minutes,
take this beat and your sister ugly, sleep on the roof and say hello to my little friend, the Blue Angel, and the whole kind of
brilliant.
He takes this song and he makes it like 3 or 4 times longer, and
it's amazing. The long versions are fantastic, and he does that live on the Love Sexy tour as well, doesn't he? He does the call and response to the crowd as well.
Yes, that is so good. Yes,
it's so good.
I mean, his voice, he's very cool there. I think he doesn't get. I still think he doesn't get enough credit for his falsetto. But his falsetto there is just so delicate, and like I say, it's like like a Mozart in heaven kind of esque thing, and it was all this kind of like new power soul. He was having a spiritual rebirth, and it was just so he was so
it's so clean,
invigorated. It was so sort of, it almost felt like a I don't know, like a feel good drug. I know that that was the argument you made with Love Sexy, like the feeling you get when you fall in love, not with the girl or boy, with the heavens above. That kind of whole kind of it was that response. It just made you feel good, and it was just incredible.
My wife's favorite Prince song. She loves that one, and
it's just beautiful. Isn't it?
It is beautiful.
And again, the drum beat again. That I think he's the best drum programmer I think ever. And
it's Lin drum. I think on that one.
Those drums just
it's just great, isn't it?
The little sounds you hear, the little bits you hear, and just
you hear echoes of that in oh god, you know, the one he did for Martika. Why has it escaped me?
Love Thy Will Be Done, or do you mean
Love Thy Will Be Done? You hear echoes of that beat. I Wish You Heaven.
Actually, I mean, very much thematically, they're very similar. Very similar in a sense. Yes. And also the message. I mean, people skate over the message, but the whole kind of, I wish you love, I wish you heaven is kind of like, no matter if you say, 7, well, you just, I would agree. I would just wish you the very best. And it's a very
I wish you heaven. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I wish you heaven. I mean, that's
it's just Prince.
What a great sentiment.
That's it. That is Prince. I'm sorry.
And when you think, you think, at that time that, that song, being released, it could have been, had things been different, it could have been Rock Hard at the Funky Place, it could have been La Grind, it could have been, who knows? I mean, just how things worked out, I mean, who knows? It's I mean, that's a box set I'm waiting for, the Black Album Love Sexy box set. You can make that look amazing, couldn't you? Oh yeah.
That'd be a whole nother video, Jay. That will talk about that. God, what we would love to see in that. Oh my god. Yeah, come on, Black Album, Love Sexy, the Dortmund concert. Come on. There's already alternate versions out there of all the different Love Sexy songs that have been circulating for a long time. And
it's weird because, like I say, I wore that Love Sexy out on my VHS. Totally wore it out. I had to replace it twice. I wore out the piano medley, and then they say there's certain things that are different, obviously, in that concert, because like at the end of when his guitar doesn't work, and he just sort of has to come up with something, and it's just interesting.
You never know. You think it was part of the show. I didn't realize for years at the end.
I didn't.
Working.
I just thought it was just part of the thing. Yeah.
No, that's what he's whispering in his ear. This fucking guitar don't work.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised he didn't sort of, I don't know. But I'm glad he left it like it was, and I just think every concert was,
It was amazing.
And also there's that looseness, like you say, with the Take This Beat, you could interact with the crowd, and there was a bit of you could just have him on the stage, and you could just do it because in some areas it's very tightly choreographed, but there's some bits where he could be very free. And the piano medley is probably one of the best piano sort of, I don't know what you call it, because you can't. It's not sampler set. It's a piano set. It's just
a piano set. It's brilliant, and a sign of what was to come. So I Wish You Heaven, beautiful, and the Love Sex as well. The whole album again is just screams Prince. That is just the whole album. But that's a whole other thing. But
you see the influence that had. I mean, even is it Future Love Sex Sounds with Justin Timberlake, and how the impact of Love Sexy just set the kind of and what a way to kind of not see out the 80s, but certainly get very close to the end of the 80s. Yeah,
absolutely. It's a masterpiece as far as I'm concerned. Fantastic. That's my final choice. So there we go. How are you going to top that one?
I think The Infectious Hook is one of my favorite things. I think the one of those songs where that bit where you have that kind of universality where you listen to a song and you think, I just either I've been there or it speaks to me, and it's When You Were Mine.
When you were mine, I gave you all of my money.
Oh wow!
Because I think that it's an amazing, just a classic Prince song. It's the amount of songs Prince has actually written where he's the kind of the one that's been done wrong. He's the done wrong kind of guy. His girl's gone off and he's following them. And he has that weird relationship where sleeping in between the two of us. And that kind of When You Were Mine, he follows him around, and when he's with her, and he kind of can't let this go, this kind of obsessional relationship, and you kind of almost take what he gets, but he kind of like he's still in love, and he thinks about all those times how it's just the kind of heartbreak, but it's also the kind of unhealthy relationship where he's there. It's almost like Like I say, he's in between the two of us. It's almost like a.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't explicitly say it. Obviously, it is a. I don't mean a threesome in that sense, but it's like a kind of that triangle. I love triangle, and it's just.
Yes.
It's
like
just
saying, yeah,
absolutely.
Even though he's absent, the guy's there. If you know what I mean, that's what he's kind of saying.
It's kind of just. It's heartbreaking. It's also just amazing how many songs he did that where he's the because traditionally that wasn't always the way, and I think it was just this idea that he speaks to the vulnerability, the loneliness, the kind of the angst of when that longing, and I think when you're also it's a simple, brilliant song with the guitar, one you can just play pretty much with the guitar and the vocal to get them the full effect of it, and it just it's just catchy as hell, and I think it's it's just also one of the things that I just think, like I say, is relatable to just pretty much anybody.
Yeah.
Right in that. I mean, we forget he was still, very young, and yet he said he had
for his age.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah. He said it before, and he said he was sort of writing. He said like I was some cat with with every woman in the world. He was just sort of ahead of his time in terms.
Yeah. I love the video. I used to let her wear all my clothes. It's great.
Yeah. Again, and it's a very princess thing because obviously he did, like with Vanity would wear, and it's just it's just that bit where he just there's lots of songs like that where he's the I always think of also Walk On By, the kind of like bit where totally forgot the track now. When
do yourself a
favor, where he's basically I'm doing all right now. I've got money in my pocket. I'm okay. It's almost like a Prince's I will survive. Like I'm okay now. I'm doing better. Things may not be amazing, but I'm over you. And it's just that I think when you were mine, it's just that kind of he's still in between that thing. And I just think it's it's one of those songs as well. Again, which still sounds fresh.
Good, the best tester. So yeah, exactly. He played it live. The One Night Alone period. He brought it back, didn't he? For that, I think. Yeah, so that was amazing. Always sounded great live. Covered by Cyndi Lauper as well, I think it was.
Yeah. Which is quite. I think it was a fairly good hit for her. It's just, and that's the other thing about Prince's songs. Actually, they're very. It's interesting when you look at it because a lot of the songs that have become huge hits that people have covered have been female artists. You think of Shaka Khan, Sinead O'Connor, like Cyndi Lauper did there, but lots of his songs were covered by female artists. You don't have to. They speak to the human condition, and he's very good at that. And he's very good at writing for women, I think, as well.
Absolutely,
You see the guide vocals as well, and you see the kind of, he really writes. And I think that's something that's actually not a lot of people can't.
With his feminine side, it was unreal. Hence why obviously people thought it was gay, but it was. But he did it in such a cool way that was, like you couldn't help but think, just wow, man, this man is incredible, That's a great chat. When you were mine, wow, I didn't expect you to pick that one. Wow, really good. Wow, what a great list. That's our 10 quintessentially Prince tracks. We're going to get a couple of honorable mentions, maybe. Okay, cool. So obviously, if you have, if you disagree with what we've picked, put it in the comments. Give us your 10 tracks. What you think? I'd love to know. Probably everyone's screaming, "Why isn't Purple Rain in there?" Surely Purple Rain is Prince. Yeah, I love that we didn't.
It's difficult. Like I say, do you pick Purple Rain? Do you pick Kiss?
Yeah.
Do you pick You Got the Look? Do you pick Bat Dance? Where do you go?
Exactly. I'm going to pick my first honourable mention, and it's A Question of You.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Again, it just screams Prince to me. It's haunting.
It's gospel almost, isn't it? Yeah.
Gospel, yeah. So it speaks of all those sides of Prince as well. Again, what is the answer to the question of you? What do I look for? What should I do? He could be singing about a partner. He could be singing about God. He could be singing, it's all again, it's down to you to what you read into it. But he mixes the two things together all the time so well. The guitar, God, come on.
Little pause when he starts the guitar solo, he just pauses for a second, and he just
The guitar solo is brilliant. You just wish it would go on and on. It's haunting. It's fantastic. It's something that was so good live, and he brought it back so many times. And
that thudding drum is incredible. Also, another way he would extrapolate it into Electric Man.
Yes,
brilliant.
Oh, it's so good. I just love it. His vocals are amazing.
Even the beginning of it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, what's all that about? Yeah, just all over the place. You know, it's just again, it's a track that could be on Love Sexy. You know, in a way, it sounds. You know, it's got that kind of feel to it. It's just a great, haunting, beautiful track. And
again, another one where there's space. Like say it's actually simple in some ways, but that's the art of
listen to that solo. It's very sparse, but so moving. It's just oh wow. You listen, you think I want to be able to play like that. You know, you know, you know, it's just amazing.
Oh wow,
I love it. It's such a great track. Question of You. Oh, so that's an honourable mention for me. Have you got one?
Yes, I've got. Old School Company. I love Old School Company. I think Old School Company, Dance to Me, I think brilliant tracks. But Old School Company is like every once in a while you need an old school melody. Something, I just think it's something about harking back to that great kind of days of having that kind of that funk, that jam. And I think Old School Company is just a real kind of classic. It's like a version of like a hyper version of musicology. I think Old School Company is just like. And it's slightly sped up, the vocals, and I just think Old School Company is just it's just very it's very much what Prince is about, like bringing back that kind of groove that sometimes people have lots of songs now, but you don't always remember the groove. You don't remember the kind of melody. You hear the words, or there might be a controversial statement in there, but you don't really remember the melody. The tune doesn't really stick in your head anymore as much. I think that was just, I think Old School Company is just very underrated bit. And I've actually got 4, so I'll quickly add another one.
Okay, go on.
Housequake. You've got to say Housequake. I mean,
God,
I think that's that bit where Prince said, you two, he could do like Joshua Tree, but you two couldn't do Housequake. I don't think anybody could do Housequake apart from Prince. I mean, it was just Housequake. Who does that?
Funkiest song you ever made, isn't it?
It's just incredible. When we saw the IMAX as well, and seriously, I mean, Housequake. You can't argue with Housequake. It's just incredible. It's just, who else does that? It's frenetic fire. That opening, Sign of Times, Plan of Sunshine, I absolutely love. It doesn't get enough credit. And the Housequake, it's a hell of an opening. And the Housequake is just boom, boom, boom. You only need 2 seconds of it at the beginning. Boom. And it's just, I always think of it in my mind. Is it the Leroy Bennett, the pads, the lighting, boom.
Yes,
boom, 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 and
exactly. And I just see him doing the jump, split, spin. Oh God,
doing the backward. I don't know what
the backward. Don't know what you call that. Cruel, God knows what.
The backward Detroit crawl.
Detroit crawl and into the splits and up. Right? Who can do that?
Who does it? Like in terms of like, it makes it look like it's nothing. You go, what? I'm just it's like it's
Tuesday, like you say.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell?
Oh, just
wow, that's great. Go on, Cal. What are your other ones? Go
on. This one it sounds a bit weird, but I Hate You. I Hate You, I think, is just incredible, because it's an emotional powerhouse. B, you've got the vocals, the high falsetto, and then the booming sort of baritone. But you've got the courtroom scene, which I think is fantastic. You've got one of the most screeching, wailing guitar solos. And you've got that kind of anger of like, again, you get sort of maxi single of it, and you've got that anger of like, I hate you because I love you. And like that bit where it's like, I know he didn't make you holler. Maybe he did. It wasn't like the time we did it to Marla. And just like, it's just absolutely anguish. It's just like, and the court scene is brilliant. And you've got like Michael B's the judge, and he's like, trying to, and it's like, it's just that kind of, you're prosecuting your case of love and the kind of thing. And like, and he was like, it begins with like, he's basically essentially got his hopes up that he never thought he thought it was like love was like a sort of table reserved for fools and all this. And it's just that screaming injustice of, how could you do this to me? And why didn't you keep your pennies on tight? And it's just like, it's just and the extended version is brilliant. And and the bit was like, you owe me about $1.8 million or more. You need to get down at the corner store.
I love it.
Just, it's just angry, but it's just but at the end he's like, it's because I love you. And he's like, it's just it's a torment of a song.
The torment, exactly. That I love that. That is a great choice. That's a great choice. I actually got one from that album, and it's Dolphin. I had Dolphin.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because I just think, again, it's another one. It's a great period in Prince's career and his life. It's about his spirituality at the time. He's talking about incarnation, and also about it's the vulnerability, the sadness, the loneliness. Maybe, you know, if I came back as a dolphin, would you listen to me then? Would you let me be your friend? It's so heartbreaking, you know. Would you let me in? You know, you could cut off all my fins, but to your ways I will not bend. You know, again, I do things the way I want to do. You know, I'll die before I let you tell me how to swim. Wow. I mean,
even at the Letterman bit where he sort of,
yeah,
you know, and Letterman's like, is he all right? And like, it's that kind of, it's very dark and in some ways very, very kind of emotional, very.
It is. When you really listen to it, you think, God, yeah, you know, it's coming from a sad place. I think some of it, but he touched on so many things that, again, it's absolutely quintessential Prince, because it's the whole thing of his life, you know.
In a sense, I think that opening line is one of the strongest ever. Like, you know, how beautiful do the words have to be before they conquer every heart? It's like that's his life's work. How do you convey these things, you know?
Exactly. You know, the point where he's being ignored and not listened to, you know, and stuff like that.
And people forget. I mean, it's easy now to look back, but at the time, he was really, certainly tabloids really went for him, like ridiculed him. They were like called him squiggle this or whatever, and they were just like they would really. You know, they didn't understand. They would totally have a go. They would basically say, "Oh, if you're rich, you can't win," because the thing is, if you're rich, they say, "Oh, you don't know anything because you're rich until you're removed from reality." If you're poor, no one listens to you. So it's like, I don't know who's supposed to speak for, but you know, he could have easily. It wasn't really for him. He sacrificed. You know, he could have made more money if he just sold out for everything. But he realized some things were more important, and he'd rather have owned what he did and have less of it, but it's his, than anything else. And I think, you know, I think it's a.
And I like the lyric, you know, when he talks about, you know, it's happened before, I've knocked on your door, but you wouldn't let me in. You know, it's like, it's not about, you know, you could interpret that a number of ways. It could be, you know, his career where he was, you know, people wasn't accepting him, or, you know, he wasn't as popular or whatever, you know, you wouldn't listen to me, you wouldn't, I don't know. Or it could be.
It's actually, I'm sure there's a comment he made. I can't remember if it's in Chris Rock or somewhere else where it's Mel B, sorry, I think, where he said that, you know, people live out their life through him. And then when he would do something they didn't like, they were sort of like, oh, and he's like, you know, it's weird how, you know, you kind of, it's like, you've got to do these things, Prince. We expect you to be doing Purple Rain.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, in a frilly, in a kind of, you know, lace top, and that's what you need to do. Go and do that. And it's like, stay in your position and
stay in your lane and do what you do. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And he's going, well, no, I'm knocking on your door with this and you're not letting me in, you know?
Yeah. So, and it's a shame because so many people missed out on probably some of the best music ever.
Absolutely. So that was, I only had a couple. So that was my second one. Have you got one more?
I've got one more, which is, I kind of felt I didn't have enough in terms of ballads. So I've gone for Insatiable, because I think Insatiable is just the kind of other versions come out fairly recently, but also just the beautiful ballad of Prince. That I think for one of the best things I love about Prince is the backing vocals when you have the headphones, the layered effects for he can build up a track like nobody else can build up a seduction track. He does it with Shush, he does it with Do Me Baby, he does it countless others, but Insatiable is just perfect falsetto, and it's the backing vocals, the way he mixes the track, the way he just builds up layer upon layer of seduction, the little whispers in your ear, the whole kind of thing. And I think it's just the kind of crescendo of excitement, and then the kind of post-coital kind of malaise, and it's beautiful, it's perfection. I think it's just, no one did ballads like Prince, and I think the way he could master that track on his own, and he didn't need anyone else to do that, and it just he's just the master at the seduction.
Oh yeah,
I mean, nobody else could do it like Prince.
No, that falsetto.
That's the line when he sings like, "Can nobody do it like I do?"
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. The falsetto. I mean, oh wow! And the alternate version of Insatiable is almost better than the one on the album.
Oh, it is. I mean, you look at that and you think, you know, I mean, I like the Live for Love, the alternate version, and the Insatiable version. That's probably stronger. It's and it's a great video. Also, it's quite an interesting.
Yeah. We'll do it. You don't want to do it anymore.
The kind of interplay and with Randy St. Nicholas and, like, you know, the kind of his actual photographer. It's just like it's just that interplay of he's the object and he's kind of like, it's like at the beginning it's almost like a bit of like she's sort of toying with him. Is he nervous? Is he kind of thing? And he just gives that look where he just pulls down his shades.
I love that. Yeah, that Prince look like, really. Yeah.
Like, and it's just you know, it's just.
I mean, anyone who can write the lyric, "You say you want my hips up in the air." I don't know. I don't care. I mean,
I mean, even in the, I think it's the extended version where it's like, you know, if my boys could see me now, they don't know the half, and like, it's just, and it's like, you know, in the little video box and like, even the humor there, like, we'll erase the naughty bits. I'll show if you show your.
Great.
It doesn't need to be, you know,
it doesn't need to be said exactly. exactly.
No, I think he was a genius at that, at those lyrics where they don't sound dirty. When you, like say, you hear songs like "True in Love," you think, "Oh, that's a lovely, delicate ballad," and then you think,
Yeah.
"The V of Her Love." There's
Yes.
so way he hid sexuality in.
Yes.
These very clever, very
Absolutely.
cleverly. Yeah.
There's one recently, wasn't it? I found in the on Artificial Age, wasn't it? This Could Be Us. Something about something psychedelic, purple pimp sack or something. He goes on about and he's like, "Oh my god!" I'd never noticed it before. When I listened to it, oh my god, that is really new.
The thing is, people forget, because even in the height of kind of Jehovah's Witness situation, he had circles of joy while she brings herself to joy, and circles around the toy. Sorry,
circles around the toy. Yeah, well,
and you think even then he kind of he would still find a way, wouldn't he? He would just it's almost like though, when he went one way, he almost felt like he had to. Like the tension with pulling back the other way, like say with Sexy MF, with other things, it stems back to like that duality, and like we saw it on the Purple Rain tour where it's like the God bit where God sort of says no, and he's like it's like so that's weird, 'cause I love that, because on one hand he's like doing the sexy stuff, then it's like God no, he sings God, and then 10 minutes later he's doing Dull and Nicky, and then
exactly.
Then he's doing I Would Die for You. It's kind of
that was that constant battle that he had throughout his life, his career, wasn't it? He said he would do those. Open. Every time he did a risque song or something, he would do something really religious afterwards. Apparently, wouldn't he? It was almost like as an apology.
and he would always mock it, because there was one he did where one of the ballads where he's sort of like I think it's On the Couch, is it, or it's on the couch. I think it's one. Where it's like I want to go down south, and he would sing live, and he'd go to Mexico. It's like you just sort of like you just play with like the idea
down south.
It's just
And then he'd go, "What do you mean? It's you. You're the one with the dirty."
It's like it's like he said that. I think it was in one of the live shows. It's like it's like that just says it says more about your mind than or whatever you
exactly.
Whatever, it's not me.
Oh. Brilliant. What a great list. It's been great. So I mean, I hope you all enjoyed that, and as I say, please put your lists down below and tell us what you agree and disagree with and what your lists are. One quick thing I just want to say, I just want to quickly, no product placement, I just want to quickly thank YouTube for this partner program 20th anniversary YouTube t-shirt, which I'm going to give to my son.
He got a YouTube t-shirt and he got a clapper board.
Yeah, I got a clapper board as part of the program. Yeah, you have to. It's like a first come first serve thing. But if you're a YouTube partner, you can apply for these things, and they send them, if you're lucky, a gift program. So thank you, YouTube, for these. Thank you very much.
I'd like to thank YouTube for what I got, which was enough.
You didn't reply to emails, last year it was the Lego play button, wasn't it? So thank you. You got one of them. So.
Yeah, I got one of them. Yeah,
you got one of them. Yeah. Oh dear. We are going to be back soon. We are contemplating the Christmas quiz. I'm not saying it's definite. We'll see. It's coming around quick again, but it's getting harder and harder to do questions. So we'll see. Well, maybe
you've already written one, haven't you?
I've done one. Yeah. Should we just make it 2 questions? That'd be a quick quiz. And that's it. We'll be doing another top 10, and we'll be carrying on with the review series. I think we're doing Sheila E.'s last album on Paisley Park Records next, I think, isn't it? I think
it's Romance 1600.
1600, yeah. So keep an eye out for that. Yeah,
much better than Romance 1599, which wasn't. I don't think
that was in the discount store.
Yeah.
Oh dear, brilliant. So thank you everyone for watching, and keep it purple.